I will be doing the tarot in a moment, but I just want to show you some footage, first of all, of how Gerry Mccann got very angry when he was asked about the blood that was found in the apartment by the dog.
Investigación dio un giro radical porque se hallaron en el apartamento minúsculos restos de sangre. Cuando vosotros os enteráis de eso, de que la policía ha descubierto sangre en el apartamento, ¿cómo reaccionáis?
Do you know what? This is all investigation. All your questions are about investigation.
Gerry,
Answer questions about it.
I asked about your reaction. Your feeling. Just your feeling.
He's too off. Give him a minute. He's a bit hot. Go and get some fresh air. Nah, don't worry.
Watch how he reacts when he is asked, "Did you kill your daughter?" Watch his body language.
Your daughter?
No. And, there's nothing with any logic that could, you would have to start with why. How, when, who, and there's just simply, the answer to any of these things is that there's nothing to suggest anything. So, no, that's an emphatic no.
Not answering yes or no. An innocent person will usually answer questions with a direct yes or no. Not so for criminals, says Dietrich. When asked, "Are you involved with this murder?" they are likely to give a long answer, like, "I swear on my mother's grave and all my children I didn't." This is a way of stalling. Even though they tell themselves to lie, they can't quite follow through.
No, never. And, there's nothing with any logic that could, you would have to start with why. How, when, who, and there's just simply, the answer to any of these things is that there's nothing to suggest anything. So, no, that's an emphatic no.
So we know that Kate Mccann in September of 2007, along with Gerry's sister, and there is another friend of Kate McCann's, there were at least 3 statements which positively confirm that not only did Kate McCann have Calpol or paracetamol on her in the apartment that night, but that at least one other person knew that she regularly gave it to all 3 children. Now, what is the impact? What happens when a paracetamol overdose happens? What is the emergency procedure? Look at this: prompt intubation and ventilation. Now, is it possible that she, because we're looking at where the blood evidence, where the blood came from, is it possible that she had to perform an emergency tracheotomy because they didn't want to take the child to the emergency? Here is the admission of Kate McCann in her September statement. Before they left, she took some precautions. This is, by the way, before they went to Tapa's bar for dinner on the night that Madeline disappeared. Put the medicine inside a bag with a clasp in her room inside the wardrobe or the dresser. These were Calpol, paracetamol, and Nurofen, ibuprofen for fevers and pains, both for adults and children, liquid form for children. In this bag, there was also a small pair of scissors. In the kitchen were cutting elements used to prepare meals and which were not put out of sight. During their trips, it was normal for them to take these medicines. During these holidays, she never gave any medicine to her children, nor did Gerry. She now says that Gerry took medicine for acidity called Losec. All right, so we're going to look at where the blood evidence came from. Show me what Kate McCann knows to be true. Show me what happened she know happened to Madeleine that night? So there's some kind of a major decision here being made, okay? It's a major decision. King of Wands, somebody may have had to do something all of a sudden. Somebody may have, yeah. We're looking at that bloody sword again. Somebody may have been fighting for their life, or what does she know happened to Madeleine that night before she left? What does she know happened to Madeleine? She died. She died. Show me, when she was giving the milk and cookies, did she give Madeleine anything else? Well, she did something wrong here with the Three of Swords. Did she give Madeleine anything else? Yeah, she gave, this is a poison here. She gave her something. There's no doubt there with the devil. Oh, and it blew up right in her face. I don't think that we really have to do any more tarot on this. What I'm going to do, I am going to, because I do believe that she gave Madeleine a tracheotomy. So in a moment, I'm going to look at what the twins remember, if anything. I know that's really hard to imagine that they would, but somewhere in their psyche they may. Look at the Judgment card. What does Kate know to be true about where the blood came from? About where the blood came from? Look at the knife. And it was like somebody was trying to rebalance something. Does she know to be true about where the blood came from? Yeah. I mean, the Justice card here and the Moon, there was something that she was, there's a pathway that she was trying to open. Do you see that? That's her. That's Kate. What does she know to be true about where the blood came from? Oh my God, I don't know why. I didn't know this card was in here. Holy moly. By the way, do you see there's a mark on the neck there? On the chest? Anyway, I'll put that back in the other card. So, you know, what is the tower that, you know, that could be her cutting into? What does Kate know to be true about where the blood came from? Why was there blood in the room? Okay, so Strength card is something being held back, being restricted. So it could be breathing being restricted here. It's something that she had to do with the tower. What does she know to be true about where the blood came from? It's under here. So the Three of Pentacles can be collaborating to do something. Something became apparent. Something became out in the open. Some restriction may have come out in the open. What did they decide to do in the Three of Pentacles? The Moon was something that they weren't certain about. I mean, that can be opening a pathway here. So she could have been in a coma, you see? Yeah, well, it might have been Gerry who took action here. So that's Gemini. Yeah. There's the Five of Wands there, which is strife. So they were trying to take action against some kind of strife. They did collaborate on something here. They were trying to figure out in the Three of Pentacles how to handle something. What were they trying to figure out how to do? I think that keep something a secret, by the way. I believe with the High Priestess and the Moon that the little girl was in a coma. What were they trying to figure out how to do? Yeah, there's the sword there. She recognized that they were trying to figure out how to keep something quiet, and I believe that's why they felt very guilty, by the way. Yeah, and there's Gerry feeling very guilty. We're going to look at why they didn't bring Madeleine to the hospital. When they realized that she was out cold, why didn't they bring her to the hospital to be intubated or call? Something about work would then stop? Or Maybe they had done something repeatedly. There's something that stuck. Maybe they thought it was more prudent to stay somehow. Why didn't they just... I know, it was because it was them wanting to win, them wanting to be on top. They were looking at work and they didn't want to... they didn't want it to affect their profession is what we're seeing there. Yep. They were trying to cover it up. They didn't want to be exposed, but it was because of this. This has to do with Eight of Pentacles' work. They did not want their professional lives to be exposed. Yeah, there's Kate. It was mostly, there's Pisces. It's because of Pisces' work. Maybe they were on it to escape judgment. All right, let's look at the twins and see if they remember any surgery or cutting. So for surgery and cutting, obviously you'll get swords. Let's see what we get. So what we're going to do now is we're going to ask if the twins, I know they were only 2 years old at the time, but they might have some conscious or subconscious recollection. Certainly they were, they could see and hear back then. Let's just go back and see what the twins, if we could figure out if the twins observed anything. Okay, and we're looking at before they left for the Tapas restaurant May 3rd, 2007, after they got back from kids' care. After they arrived at the apartment, do the twins in 3, did they recall, did they see anything happening to Madeline related to, okay, so this is them being wary or worried. King of Swords, that's the father, the Gemini, and the Hanged Man. This could be somebody lying down. So they could remember their father being worried, or do the twins recall? King of Swords is the Gemini. Kings are mutable. Gemini is mutable air. Do the twins recall seeing? Okay, there's 3 coming out. Queen of Pentacles. I don't think that is. Knight of Swords. 2 of Pentacles. Something happening fast. Somebody trying to figure out. Somebody may have been angry. So their father may have been angry. I'm seeing a mask. Let's keep going. There may have been another woman that was in the apartment, a married woman. Did the twins recall seeing somebody was upset? Somebody picked up their child. They may recall their parents picking up Madeline and hugging her. Notice how Madeline, right there, Madeline's eyes are closed, and she's sort of got. She may not have had a top on. So the person who's hugging the child is very sad. 4 of Cups. What do the twins recall seeing? Okay, look at this 9 of Wands. 2 of Pentacles. Somebody was uncertain, or somebody was off balance. What do the twins recall seeing? Now, that's a cutting instrument. This may have been where the blood came from. I'm seeing some kind of, maybe there was an emergency intubation or something. There's a lot of swords there. There's the moon. And this Ace of Swords, let's ask what this Ace of Swords is. That's a scalpel or a cutting instrument. What is the Ace of Swords? Four of Cups. This is somebody who isn't accepting something, or this is disappointment, or the Moon. So there's a lot of uncertainty here, fear. There's the Star. That could be one of the twins because they're Aquarius. Do they recall seeing? Just a moment now. Do they recall seeing? Look, I'm sure they recall seeing a scalpel here. Do you see how sharp that knife is? Fool can be a child. And these are the twins because they're both Aquarius. Aquarius. Let's switch decks. I'm really interested in that. I'm keenly interested in knowing what that knife is. Let me just ask. Okay, no, let's keep to the twins. The twins have any, when they were there, did they have any conscious recollection? Eight of Cups and there might have been, the mother may have prepared some hot water or washed her hands, or do they have any conscious recollection? No, we got the Ace of Swords again, guys. That's that sharp sword. They may have remembered there's a basin there, a sword being washed or boiled or disinfected or something. They do, because do you see the fire there? Something was sterilized. That's Aquarius. That's one of the, they recall that something was sterilized. Wow. It's an Ace of Pentacles. Somebody gave somebody Five of Wands, which is just a massive hurry and a rush. It could be just no. There was a knife. There was a rush. There was a panic, a rush, and then there was a cut. I believe that Madeline was. They tried to. You see, when somebody is when somebody arrives at the hospital and is suffering from an overdose, the breathing, sometimes sedatives or whatever it was, if Calpol or paracetamol, immediately the brain shuts down the part of there's difficulty breathing. And you might have seen these on TV. You can do an emergency, I think it's called a tracheotomy. I believe this is where the blood came from. I believe that wow. Let's try one more deck. Do the twins, do they recall seeing anything that happened the night of May 3rd, 2007, inside the apartment to Madeline? What did these... Okay, look at this. So there's something I swear to God, there's something being prepared here. Look at that thing that's dripping out of the cup. Somebody might have been working to, I'm not sure what that drip is, but it could be blood. What do the twins remember? By the way, that this Queen of Cups is a Pisces, and Kate Mccann is a March 5th Pisces. Eight of Swords. I'm not sure what this is, but this is somebody. The Eight of Swords. Well, there's a lot of swords there, but there's a window here. There's a window here. Somebody may have opened a window to get some air in or something. do they remember? Look at all the, they do remember some kind of a cut. Just have a look at all the cutting. Left ear ringing really loudly. Left ear ringing. They may have remembered Madeline being put inside something. This is a very small compartment and passed out a window. I'm not sure of that. They do so, and then it's like there's somebody trying to sneak off with something in their arms. They remember a panic, that's for sure. There's a lot of swords here. What do they remember happening? No, there's, I'm sorry. I believe there was a tracheotomy. I believe there was. This would explain where the blood came from. This would explain where the blood came from. Do they remember seeing inside the apartment? By the way, there's the Knight of Wands. I believe they remember seeing somebody. I mean, that child does not look alive. Have a look at that. I think they remember seeing the mother holding the child. But notice how, I mean, I'm not sure there's something wrong with the child, because do you see how it's like there's something over the child's face? Do they remember seeing Madeline? Somebody was stressed about timing. There's, that's Mars and, sorry. Yeah, that's Mars and Geminis. That could be their father. And there was something about time. Time was ticking. The Hangman again. This could be somebody lying down. No, there's that sword again. This is an actual sword. I think this is some kind of a scalpel. And look how skinny that woman's arms are. It could be the mother, because she's very skinny. Super skinny. I remember seeing anything happen. I'm not sure what that Eight of Swords is, but it could be somebody who is in some kind of a coma. There's the Fool, which could be, taking a risk. There's this cutting. What is the Three of Swords here? What is the Three of Swords? Okay, there's that rush again, that huge rush. And then there's the Knight of Swords. I mean, this can be fast action, but it's also damage being done. It's like they may not have understood. Yeah, to a child. Oh no, they remember. There's blood coming from every one of these swords. I believe that they had to intubate. They tried to intubate Madeline. I'm going to grab one more deck. What did the twins, if anything, remember seeing about Madeline the night of May 3rd, 2007? Well, they definitely didn't understand what they saw, okay? Because there's the Seven of Cups, which is somebody being very confused. The world here, maybe Madeline was lying down. They may have had to uncover her neck area or chest area. Did they remember seeing? What is the Ace of Pentacles? Somebody handing somebody something. Hang on now. There's the Page of Wands. It could be a message or a child. Nine of Wands. No, again, somebody's very wary here. Somebody's wary about a child. What do they remember seeing? Now, here we go again. It's Page of Swords. Hang on now. I should have chosen a different deck. Page of Swords again. Hang on. I'm just going to... there's the hangman. No. There was a tracheotomy. Do you see the neck? There was. Or some kind of procedure to intubate. That's where the blood came from. Now, let me really choose a different deck. I've got to get an unusual deck here. Just a moment. All right, we're going to try the Heaven and Earth tarot deck. What did the twins remember seeing the night of May 3rd, 2007 in the apartment? I'm going to ask when Kate Mccann was there and Madeline was there. The night of May 3rd, 2007. What did the twins remember seeing? Something they didn't understand with the moon. Page of Pentacles could be a message. Something could have been said. Some of you may have said that they were worried. There's that Queen of Pentacles again. I'm not sure if that's the mother. It could be. There's the moon again. It's either worry or... whoa, here we go again. Do you see this? We've got swords and the neck being exposed. I'm going to ask, what did they observe of Madeline? When they looked at Madeline, the night... no, look at all the swords. There was some kind of... I believe that there was some kind of emergency procedure. Because I just asked, what did they observe of Madeline? When the mother was there and Madeline was there, and we're getting, this is often a card of surgery, actually. We've got swords, we've got the neck exposed. She may have tried several areas. Show me a little bit more. What did they remember happening? Oh, no, guys, there's no question. There's the window, by the way. So she was lying on the floor next to the window. That's why the blood was found behind the couch. They may have had to put her on the floor. They moved the couch and put her on the floor next to the window, and that's why the blood was found there. This is why blood was found. There was an emergency procedure, and do you see how that's right near the throat area? I'm like 99.9% sure this is how the blood got there. They were trying to save the child after an accidental overdose. Now, okay, wow. I just want to point out that the grandfather, the father of Kate Mccann, Brian Healy, admitted to the press that Kate could have administered some medication to the little girl, Calpol, to help the child sleep, contrary to what his daughter had stated. By the way, when the blood evidence was presented to Kate, she said, in an attempt to justify the blood, said that on occasion Madeline had sometimes nasal hemorrhages. So that would indicate to me that she knew damn well that they were going to be able to prove that it was her blood. In this part of the police report is where they say, so the fresh dead body scent was on Kate's clothes, okay? And actually also in the bedroom. So that was, you know that the cadaver dog can give two types of indications, one of just, a dead body scent and one of fresh dead body scent. So on Kate's clothes and in the area in the bedroom, fresh dead body scent. So in other words, it probably wasn't cleaned up enough. Anyway, and they're explaining that, for example, on the soft toy, dead body scent was indicated, and that makes sense because I think that Kate admitted that she had washed out Cuddle Cat. So what they're saying is that when bleaches are used, the cadaver dog will still detect it, but it won't come up as fresh dead body scent. It'll come up as just dead body scent. By the way, on the Calpol thing, we have a statement from Janet Kennedy, who is a retired teacher, who indicated to the police that she was aware and positively confirmed that Calpol was given to the twins. She said for fever. She didn't know about anything regarding Madeline. All right, so we've got another witness, Patricia Cameron, who is the sister of Gerry Mccann, who in her statement to the police said that she is aware that all 3 children were given Calpol. And then she has in brackets paracetamol. And then she says to lower their temperature and certainly never to make them sleep. And then she went, never. So it's looking pretty. I mean, why would she be so defensive about that? She wasn't asked. Were they given something to make them sleep? She was not asked that question. She was just asked, is she aware of any medication that the children were given? So, I mean, it's looking pretty, it's pointing towards a Calpol overdose, guys. Regarding the vehicle, the rental vehicle that the Mccanns were using as of May 27, there was also somebody else's name on the vehicle, and it was Alexander James Cameron. Now, that was the person who was married to Patricia Cameron, who is the sister of Gerry. So this is Gerry's brother-in-law. For some reason, his name was also on the rental vehicle. Now, he admits that in July, he thinks it was July, he began to notice a strange odor in the car, and he assumes that it was from leakage from some groceries. But it was so bad that he says, we removed the carpet from the boot trunk in order to clean it. I tossed the boot carpet to remove any particles and cleaned it with a wet cloth and left it to air out. Interestingly, there is a witness, Maria de Silva, who is a resident of Portugal, who happened to be driving just up the street with her boyfriend at around 9 p.m. on May 3rd and saw a small car, parked near the window of the McCann's apartment. That could be how Gerry removed the child from because remember that all of the vast majority of the witnesses say that Gerry was gone for at least a half an hour when he left at 9, contrary to his statement and to Kate's statement. We also have the statement of Pamela Fenn, who was an occupant of one of the apartments that were above the apartment where the McCanns were staying. And on the night of May 1st, 2007, starting at approximately 10:30 p.m., going right up to almost before midnight, she could hear a child crying. And she said that it got louder and louder, and she said that finally she could hear the parents sliding open a door and coming home. So this completely refutes the statement by the McCanns that they would check on the children every 15 minutes. Here we had, she said that it sounded like it was a child older than 2 years old. This was likely Madeline, crying for almost 2 hours and left unattended by the McCanns. And of course, as I've mentioned before, we have the entire Smith family, husband and wife, children, and other members of the family, all of them giving very clear identification evidence that they saw the person that they're 60 to 80% sure was Gerry Mccann carrying a listless child on the night of May 3rd. Initially, their statement said that they thought it was 9, and then the police convinced them, it said they thought that it was more like 10 or 10:30. But anyway, their initial statement, all of them, was that they saw sometime after 9, some of them said 9:30, that they saw, and the reason why they went to the police was because obviously they didn't know anything that was going on that night. When they got back to Ireland, because this was a family who were on holiday, when they saw when the father saw footage of Gerry Mccann returning to the UK, carrying one of the twins down the steps of the plane. He had an immediate flashback and realized that it was the same person that he saw. And apparently the whole family was losing sleep over this, and they went to the police and all gave their statements. All right, so what I'm going to ask about is how do the Mccanns feel about the cadaver dogs finding dead body scent on Kate's clothes? How do they feel about the cadaver dogs? Well, they're having a very difficult time concealing something. They're just very stubborn. They're determined. This pretty much describes what they're both like. This is someone who is stubborn and determined, and they're going to stand their ground. Stubborn and determined, and they're going to be stubborn, but it is backbreaking. Just look at them trying to cover they're trying to, and this is somebody who is literally concealing the truth. Trying really hard to conceal the truth. How do they feel about the dead body scent in the car that they rented? There's Kate. Whoa. This could be 3 people that know about it. Because, in fact, remember that there were 2 witnesses that noticed the bad smell. I didn't give the information on the 3rd witness because it was just getting boring. Okay, angry? How does she feel about the cadaver scent? Yeah, there's something that was supposed to be covered. Ooh, okay, guys. There's somebody who's dead, and there's somebody who body being concealed. There's just no question about it. She could be angry that she can't conceal it. I do not see somebody over here. She's looking at a woman who asked about, and they're twins, and there's the 3rd person, Madeline. I don't know who this is. What did that woman say? What did that woman say? That she's not sure. She might have actually asked. Remember that there was somebody who actually helped her get groceries and stuff, and they it's not certain. Oh, look at there's a very bad smell, a stink. 3 people might have said this. Yeah, there's something having to do with legality here. Oh, what she says, man, there's Madeline, and there's the law, there's justice. How she feels about it is that I think she's hoping that, she's hoping that it won't be legally admissible, but she's relating it to something legal. Let's see how both Kate and Gerry feel right now, because I don't see how, I do not understand how they're going to get away with not being charged, because there's enough evidence there overwhelming. In the country where I live, if there were this amount of evidence, they would be long facing a trial. How are they feeling? All right, they're standing there waiting. The 5 of Swords is somebody who's won by trickery and cheating. They may wonder if somebody's going to find a truth. There could be now. You know what they could be waiting for? The German authorities, I believe, dug up some fabric in May of 2023, so it was just a little over a year ago, and they're not finished their lab testing on it. They haven't released the results yet. Maybe they're waiting to see what happens there. That's what I should ask. Ooh. Well, let's ask how they feel about the fabrics that were being sent to the lab. How do they feel when they heard that those fabrics were dug up and sent to the lab? What were they thinking and feeling? Ooh, now here we go with that King of Pentacles again. That came out on the Sagres reading. They've paid somebody off here. There's a cheater. There's somebody who's unbiased there. Who's biased. How do they feel about when they heard that the fabrics were being tested? So over here, somebody is looking at either a contract or lab. These could be lab results. It's over here. Who is this King of Pentacles? It could be someone they're friends with or working with. What's in the Two of Cups? Who or what is in the Two of Cups? Someone that's the Ten of Wands here and the Magician. They could be pressuring. There's a family here. They're wealthy, okay? These two people are very wealthy. Somebody could be pressuring these people here about Gerry. Who's pressuring? What's this pressure on those people in the castle? Ooh. So there are restrictions. So the lab results over here. Somebody feels restricted from giving an opinion, or maybe the lab results are being held back, or maybe why are the lab results being held back? Because of two people who are working together. Are they working with the German authorities? Or is somebody on the Mccann side working with the German authorities? Yeah. So, here's the truth here's something that's being exposed, but somebody's held back. There are restrictions from exposing someone, from exposing the guilty party. Held back. Yeah, there's a group of people here working together to hold something back. I don't know how they're managing this. So how long? Boy, money talks, doesn't it? How long will this hold back? How long will people hold back this truth? The Ten of Wands, it's getting hard. The Page of Wands is some kind of change, I feel. So how long will this group be able to hold back? So there's a King of Cups. I believe that's Kate, believe it or not, because it's Pisces. These could be friends of her family. How did the German authorities feel about the results and them giving out the... Jeez, it nails somebody. Nails Pisces, I feel. What are they looking? They're trying to figure out. What are they trying to figure out? They're considering something. Now, Queen of Pentacles, see, that Queen of Pentacles could be Kate because she's got a lot of money. Somebody that, what are they trying to figure out? There's a Tower. This is King of Pentacles. I don't know who this is. There's somebody who's supplying. I feel like this is a money source or somebody who has a lot of power. It will, if the truth comes out, the German authorities may feel that it will cause a Tower. What did the lab results say about the rags, if anything? What did the lab results say about the rags? So it has something on it. What did the lab results say? They're attaching the whole thing to Gemini. That's Gerry Mccann. It's Gerry Mccann. Wow. See if we can figure out, yeah, and his family. Look at the two twins. That's Mars and Pisces. They may have gotten this. You see how there's half DNA there, so they may have Gerry's DNA only and Kate's, but it's enough to figure out. You see how there's, the idea of this card is that this child is the biological child of this man. That child is the biological child of that woman. But I think they don't have Madeline's DNA. They didn't have enough. They couldn't even get a hair. Because the Mccanns had cleaned up the apartment so well. But anyway, they've got enough. They've got DNA on it that they can show that it's 50% Gemini. So the chances of it not being Madeline are nil. So, wow. Okay, so what are they going to do? What are the German authorities going to do? What are the German authorities going to do? They're going to keep it silent. They're going to keep it silent. Why are they going to keep it silent? I'm sorry. I got to tell you what I'm seeing, and it disappoints me too, because somebody's proposed something to them. Somebody's promised something to them. Somebody gave them something to keep it silent. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Doesn't make me happy either, but anyway.